We're back. OMG. Yeah. We're back. Okay, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to the show. It's good to see you all here. We're extremely excited. Donald J. Trump made his way to MSG, baby. Trump made his way to Madison Square freaking Garden, dude. Game 3. New York Knicks lost tonight, just as a spoiler alert. Just in case. Spoiler alert. Knicks lost. Go Spurs, by the way. Let's take a look, man. Let's look up MSG real quick. MSG Trump. Let's see what the headlines are saying. Trump got booed by a crowd. All right. Let's take a listen. Huh. All right, let's take a look. Before we watch the rest of this, though, I see my boy Eric Von Erich. Hold on, let me get my boy Eric Von Erich. Let me see what he's doing. I love you, Eric. Eric says, I'm having a good night. Hell yeah, bro. Absolutely am, bro. Four posts in 2 days. Dude, so Sal is in love with TJ. I've come to the conclusion that the creepy guy named Sal is in love with TJ. Straight up. So for those of you who don't know who Sal is, you don't want to know who Sal is. Sal is not a good person. Treats TJ like crapola. So TJ's actually a good guy. So in summary, there's this guy who owns, I wouldn't say owns, but runs a Facebook page. It's like for the county, I guess. Not for the county, but for Coos Bay, essentially. And he's just not a good person. Sal is not a good person. I cannot stand Sal. Like, he seriously is awful. Oh, I gotta plug in my phone now. I'm losing some battery. Hold on. Give me 1 second, everybody. Gotta plug in my phone now. You used to call me on the cell phone. Late night when you need my love. Call me on the cell phone. Give me 1 second, my brony bros. Hold on. Give me 1 second, everybody. ET says Garza, what up? What up? Isaiah Kelly says they trumped tonight's game. No, they didn't. What? Just want to let you know that gifts show up on the screen instantly when you send them, so that's a big plus. Just as a heads up, as an incentive. No, yeah. I don't mean to be so cute. I'm the cutest man of all. You could bite your cherry lips. Try to tempt him with the sweet kiss. All right, let's see. Trump, baby. So now my theory is the New York Knicks had such levels of Trump derangement syndrome that they couldn't win against the San Antonio Spurs tonight. Spurs won Game 3, so Knicks are still ahead 2-1. But the Spurs are out for blood, dude. They're trying to win. Let's keep going. I don't know. I couldn't tell. I know that there are people booing, obviously, but I think there are people cheering for Trump Daddy. I mean, this is liberal New York, for God's sakes, at Madison Square Garden. We got our boy Frog Eat Frog in the house. What up, Frog? Frog Eat Frog, everybody. We love our boy. Everybody give Frog a shout out, bro. We love you, Frog. How you doing, brother? It's good to see you, man. They're not booing, they're wooing? Okay, maybe they are wooing. I don't know. Trump's the man, though, dude. I don't know. I'm starting to wonder if people were actually cheering for Trump, you know? They might have booed. There were some that were booing, probably. But there were probably enough that were, like, cheering because they're like, please, save us from Mom Donnie. Save us from Mom Donnie. TJ says the cheapest tickets were $5K, so they're all wealthy people. Yeah, a bunch of disconnected people. Also, people probably who are terrible with money. Look, if you're spending that much to go to a Knicks game, like, granted, I mean, if you have disposable income, good for you. But, like, that's a lot. Frog Eat Frog says, do a night. How's Garza today? I'm doing all right, man. I'm excited to get back on the stream, to get back on the wagon here. By the way, last night's stream was insane. Last night's stream was so much fun. We had the boys in the house. We had Ty Lord. We had Christian. We got so many gifts last night, man. It was amazing. So, it turned out to be a very successful stream for the month, and it really helped out a lot. So I appreciate you guys. Anytime gifts come in, we appreciate it. Oh, here's Steve Kornacki, total chud, by the way. I hate this guy.
Turning now to the moment when President Trump abruptly ended his exclusive interview with
God, dude.
Meet the
What
Press.
is this shit?
It says no.
We already watched this. Don't care.
Elections.
We traveled all the way to Wisconsin
Mainstream media sucks,
for
dude.
this interview.
We should know.
To start there is no evidence of voters.
Whoa. You said there's no evidence? There's a pattern. By the way, patterns can be evidence within themselves, just to let you know. Granted, patterns could be evidence within themselves. You can present it as evidence. Patterns can be evidence.
NBCnews.com. NBC News.
And the pattern I'm noticing is that Spencer Pratt was at 30.4%. Nithya Raman was at 21.9%. Like, let those numbers sink in, folks. 1 + 1 is not equaling 2 in this scenario. And I think that's enough for the federal government to investigate what is happening in California. I think you all know that I'm right. I hope you do.
Senior reporter Jane Tim, who covers election administration issues. She joins me now. Thank you so much for joining us, Jane. I want you to walk us through where things stand with the ballot counting, and has there been any evidence of actual election fraud in California?
Hey, Mel.
I think there is. The fact that Spencer Pratt is like at 30.4% towards the end of election day. Or like 29.9, one or the other. He had a very, very firm lead, by the way. And suddenly, you're expecting me to believe that suddenly evaporated. I don't trust it.
So we'll definitely just start there. There is no evidence of election fraud in California.
There absolutely is. Let's take a look at the comment section. No, here's the thing. The fact that it took 5 to 6 days for California to keep counting these ballots is kind of evidence in itself that there's something not right. It's suspicious. Suspicious activity should be investigated, you know? I think it should. It absolutely should. It really should. I don't think anybody's buying this. I'm so angry right now. I still can't believe Spencer Pratt didn't get this, dude. How do you guys accept this? Really? How is she getting all these votes? You tell me. How is she getting all these votes? Wow. This is like legitimately some third world crap. I just looked at the results. She is now secured as in second place for the run. Oh my God, for the runoff. Wow. No, I don't trust California. I do not trust California. I do not trust California. The fact that it takes that long to do it is sketchy within itself, dude.
California is notoriously slow for their how they count elections.
And that's suspicious. That is suspicious.
They vote mostly by mail, as you said. And
yet, a lot of the mail-in ballots, by the way, were also for Pratt initially, but all of a sudden, after the election, You're trying to convince me that Nithya Raman suddenly became a more popular candidate overnight? No. I don't trust you. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I think you're a fucking liar. I think that Jane Tim, I allegedly believe that you're a liar.
They also are a really, really big state with incredibly voter permissive policies. So
I can't believe she believes the bullshit that's coming out of her mouth, dude.
if you mail your ballot,
I cannot wait for the federal government to investigate the hell out of this. The federal government's coming in, dude. DOJ, Department of Justice, is coming in, dude. It's investigating the fuck out of this.
before the election and it arrives a week late, as long as the postmark's there, it's still going to count. If your signature doesn't match, you have 22 days to fix it. The idea is that California has done these policies with voters' access in mind, trying to make it as easy as possible for voters to get their ballots counted. So those are some of the reasons why it takes so long to count ballots. But I do think the most important thing to remember here is that it's just a ginormous state. Los Angeles has more absentee ballots than the entire state of Florida did in their 2024 primary. So it's just a whole lot of ballots to count. And while this is all going on, you know, there's a sort of a perfect storm of conditions that encourage this and made this sort of more fertile ground for this kind of misinformation and Trump's what are routine election fraud claims just sort of take hold. Because while, you know...
No, this is definitely sketchy. If Florida took 5 days, if Texas took 5 days, I would be questioning them as well. Trust me on this one. I would be questioning the fuck out of them as well. All eyes are on frickin' Los Angeles, dude. All eyes are on California.
You know, we're used to the ballots taking a while in California and feeling really slow. We also had this really competitive governor's race where people were holding on to their ballots later than usual, not mailing them 2 weeks before election time, at which point election officials could have gotten a head start on processing those ballots. We had people holding on to them until the last day, dropping them off in drop boxes, so that there was so many ballots showing up on election night with a mountain of work for election officials to get through.
Those are such important points, Jane, especially the point about how this is...
I don't trust her, dude. I don't trust her at all, dude. The fact that she's so on board with how slow California is and how... By the way, anybody who is trying to gaslight me into thinking that this is right is stupid. I'm not going to be gaslit, dude. You can't gaslight me into believing that California being this slow is acceptable. It's not.
This is actually not unusual for California, especially those of us who have covered these elections for a long time. We know it notoriously takes California a long time. But give us some context here about how typically long it does take to count ballots in California.
Yeah, so we actually dug back into the archives with the decision desk today, and we have a full screen we can put up here showing sort of how long we're used to these ballots taking, where it takes sometimes 10, maybe 20 days to count all of these ballots. They've made recent changes in the last few years to try and shorten this period, because I do think people want these results to come quicker. But with 80% of people voting by mail, it does take more time. And I think in case people don't maybe understand why it takes more time, when people go to the polls in New York, I vote in person. So that means I go and I stand there and they check me in to see who I am, verify.
TJ says Florida counted 11 million votes in a day, but California takes 20 days for 300,000. Yeah, that's where I don't believe. That's why I don't believe California. I don't trust California. It should not take that long to count so few ballots. It should not take that long to count so little of ballots. This is not many. It's barely anything. Like you guys cannot. California cannot gaslight me any more than they already have. Okay, I don't even live in California. I'm just pissed because whoever wins, Nithya Raman or Karen Bass, whoever wins, they're gonna screw up LA further, and what's gonna happen is it's gonna be a bunch of drug addicts who are going to get shipped all the way to either Oregon or Washington. We're going to have to deal with them in Oregon. It's going to really, really suck. And it's all because Democrats don't know how to run cities. They make everything worse. Look at San Francisco. Look at all these cities. They're poorly ran. They're bullshit. One of the reasons why I don't respect Portland is because it's ran by liberals. And I can't, honestly, liberals are just authoritarians at this point. So I don't trust them. But yeah, I make it my mission to never, ever, ever vote Democrat. I'm a never Democrat. I am a never Democrat because the Democrat Party is not serious to me. I lost all respect for the Democrat Party the moment they started promoting socialism and communism. The moment they started promoting that bullshit, I lost all respect for them.
Find my identity in that way, and then I fill out my ballot, and then I put it through the...
By the way, double tap your screen if you guys are sick and tired of the Democrats. If you have Democrat fatigue, double tap your screen. If this lady kind of creeps you out, like she creeps me out, dude. I don't trust her, dude. I don't trust her. She's way too on. Anybody who's this on board with how slow California is, I don't trust them.
Machine. That whole process is what takes more time if you're doing it by mail. So if you do it by mail, if I vote by mail in New York, they're going to verify my signature. This is how they do it in California too.
It should not take this long, though. There needs to be a cutoff line at some point. There's got to be a cutoff line at some point, right? There's just got to be.
They're going to make sure that I'm a registered voter, that I haven't moved or become ineligible in some way. And then they're going to verify a signature and make sure that matches with my signature on file. And then they're going to check the ballot and run it through the tabulator. So that's why it takes more time for election officials to actually go through this.
Yeah, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. If Florida can do 11 million and still stick within the election day deadline, I'm not buying what you're selling. 300,000 votes, huh? And it took you guys like freaking 10 days? I cry bullshit. If Florida and Texas can do things more efficiently than you, you're the problem here. You're the problem. None of this should take that long. None of this. At all. Period. End of story. It's gaslighting, dude. It's all gaslighting from these liberals, man. I can't take it anymore. I'm tired of being told that 1 + 1 is 3. Keep telling me that 1 + 1 is 3, and I will continue to never vote for you. Democrats, dude, Democrats will never get my vote. There are a lot of people who have lost respect for the Democrats. And by the way, I am glad this has made national news because I want people everywhere to question California's integrity, and I also want everybody to question Democratic integrity. Because the Democrats I don't trust the Democrats, period. At least I don't trust the party, right? I don't trust the party for shit. Why should I? Democrats, you need to earn my fucking vote, and you never have. You guys have basically pushed people like me away who are independent thinkers. There was a time where I would have voted Democrat. Andrew Yang, I wanted to vote for him so badly. I thought he was a great Democratic candidate. But now, anybody who has the word Democrat next to their name when they're running, I'm not voting for him. TJ says, everyone talks about trading stocks or selling stocks. I'm a stocks that can't be bought, sold, or traded. My last name is... it's so funny that TJ's last name is Stocks because I am a huge proponent of investing in the stock market. So it's funny that a good pal of mine happens to have the last name Stocks. Like, I really appreciate the fuck out of that, dude. I think that's so funny. Like, oh, man. Oh, Lordy.
And Jane, a federal prosecutor in California says his office has opened multiple investigations of California elections. What are those investigators actually looking for? Do we know why they opened these investigations? And what is the status of those probes?
Yeah, so I reached out to that office today to sort of ask some more questions and got a pretty curt response that I'm on the mailing list and they would let me know. I was particularly interested to know why we know about these investigations because the Department of Justice policy, of course, is that we don't inform people of ongoing investigations, that it's, you usually hear about an investigation when charges maybe are brought or they find something wrong. But for now,
they're basically saying, hey, you better buck up because we're coming in to investigate. Look, federal investigation needs to happen. It does. By the way, Orwell the Resident, I will say this. Universal basic income, I am not the biggest fan of it, but I understand that it could become a necessary thing in the future if the world gets more automated and human labor is no longer required. So universal basic income could be a thing.
now they are not.
I'm not. Here's the thing about universal basic income, by the way. I am not. I'm one of the first to say that I don't like the idea, but I'm also one of the first to say that it also might be necessary because of the AI automated future. I saw what Andrew Yang was talking about at the time, and it made some sense to me. Anyway, let's keep going.
Not commenting on that, but we also know that Department of Justice office, that U.S. Attorney's office, did debunk one of the most popular conspiracy theories about this election, the idea that there was a vote total upload that included no votes for Spencer Pratt in Los Angeles. We know that vote.
Let's see. TJ says, my brother's girlfriend won her re-election in the Iowa House of Representatives. Hell yeah, dude. That's pretty dope. That's awesome, man. That's freaking cray-cray, dude. Hell yeah. Well, hey, congratulations to her, man. I think that's awesome, man. Congratulations to them both, man. I'm pretty sure your brother's really proud of her, and I love it, man. That's so cool. Yeah, she's. I remember she said she's a Democrat, but that's all right. You know, I may not be a big fan of the Democrat Party at all, but you know what? If it's somebody who happens to be associated with someone I know in some way, I'll vote left one time. No, I'm just kidding. I couldn't vote in that election anyway, but no. But yeah, no. Congratulations to her. I'm glad that she was able to win, man. That's cool.
Update was split into two by the Associated Press, I think, and that is why it sort of looked a little funny for about a minute online, and people are just so closely watching this that they found that suspicious. But again, this is just the way California counts their elections. And
hold on, let me see. I need to hear that again.
For Spencer Pratt in Los Angeles. We know that vote update was split into two by the Associated Press, I think, and that is why it sort of looked a little funny for about a minute online, and people are just so closely watching this that they found that suspicious. But again,
I find everything about this suspicious. Are you kidding me? I find everything about the LA mayoral race extremely suspicious. Extremely suspicious.
This is just the way California counts their election.
It's slow. And if this is just the way that California does it, you should be questioning this. You should be questioning this. Instead of saying that's just the way it is, well, how about you change it? How about somebody goes in there and changes it so the whole world doesn't question whether California is running a third world country or a third world state, huh? How about just saying that's just the way it is? That's just the way it is. Well, guess what? It's a shitty way to do things, and maybe you should change it. Holy crap. Liberals piss me off, dude. Liberals are so far up their own butts about all they care about is status quo. That's the only thing liberals care about. Status quo, status quo, status quo.
And
that's it.
It sure feels slow, but it is how it is right now.
Jane, thank you for that.
It is how it is. That is a bullshit answer, and you know it. You could tell. Look at the look on her face. She's like, my answer is full of shit. I know it, but I'm going to try my best not to show it.
Incredibly important context and reporting. As for those undecided races in California, where the top 2 finishers will advance to the general election, Republican Steve Hilton, who was endorsed by President Trump, is now in second place in the race for governor. Democrat Javier Becerra has already advanced to the November general election. And in the race for mayor of Los Angeles, city council member and Democrat Nithya Raman now leads Republican reality TV star Spencer Pratt for second place. Incumbent Mayor Karen Bass has already advanced to November. Steve Kornacki is tracking it all and joins us now from the big board.
Steve fucking Kornacki, dude. Ugh. There's another guy who's just like, oh, we got to accept that's just how it is in California. No, we should be calling it out as bullshit. We should be calling it what it is, Steve Kornacki. Bull crap. Absolute dog crap.
Steve, so where do things stand in these key California races, both the race for governor and the race for Los Angeles mayor?
Yeah, well, I mean, as you're talking about, the ballots are still being tabulated here and there.
And that is the saddest. The tablets are being tabulated still. Do you hear what you're saying? Do you hear what you're saying? Do you hear the words that are coming out of your mouth? Those words should have came out of your mouth the day after Election Day. All right, I understand California is a big state, and if it takes an extra day, that's fine. But to take almost nearly a week to figure this out, California, I have no respect for you. I have no respect for California. I am speaking very slowly right now so you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. I don't trust you. Period. Yeah, I do have something of substance to say.
There are still quite a few of them left here. Not quite 3/4 of the expected vote tallied statewide in that governor's race. But again, we've already projected Javier Becerra will be one of the 2 finalists here in the general election in the race for governor. And there is the difference between the leading Republican, Steve Hilton, and the other leading Democrat, Tom Steyer. You can see there are different.
I will say this. If somehow Tom Steyer makes second place, I'm going to lose my crap. If Tom Steyer finds a way to get into second, we all know that California is full of you-know-what. We all know that California is full of you-know-what if Tom Steyer somehow gets second, because we all know what's happening. Come on. Let's keep watching Korsacki.
Difference of about 300,000 votes. Again, with more to come.
The more I watch the California primaries, the more I want to just throw up, because it's so sick. It's so crazy that they expect us to believe this garbage.
But what we've been seeing over the last couple of days here, as these updates have been coming in from around the state, Steyer has not been closing the gap at the rate he wants to be doing it. It has been getting tighter between him and Hilton, but so far it's not been getting tighter at the pace Steyer would need it to overtake him with a number of ballots that are left right here. So again, that's another one of these features here, talking about these late counted ballots, these late arriving vote by mail ballots that can come in up to a week after Election Day. Something we've been seeing here, something we are accustomed.
We should, first off, can we just say that we shouldn't be accustomed to seeing any of this? This just shouldn't be a thing. I just don't understand why this is so bloody acceptable. Also, if you guys can, don't forget to tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. It does help the channel grow. Once again, tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. It really does help us in more ways than one. Subscribe today. Subscribe right now. Thank you all.
To seeing in California is those votes tend to be very, very Democratic-friendly votes here. And so that's one of the reasons we sort of expected that both Becerra and Steyer would improve their position as more votes have been counted. That indeed is what's happened. Becerra cementing the top spot right here. Steyer moving up on Hilton. But again, he has not been moving up on him at the pace he needs to if he's going to overtake him. So the possibility here that you will have a Democrat and a Republican as the two candidates in the general election here in the race for governor of California, certainly extremely, it's a lot more likely I think that's going to happen than you're going to have two Democrats right there. In the mayor's race, again, you mentioned it there, the big development again, these late counted, late arriving vote by mail ballots being so overwhelmingly Democratic.
I just don't trust it. I still don't trust it. Are you serious? Why are we expected to believe this hogwash? I don't believe any of it. I don't believe it at all. I really don't.
We have seen the two Democrats here now cement to take these lead. Karen Bass has cemented her lead here. The incumbent mayor, she'll be one of the two finalists, and Nithya Raman moving up very dramatically in the last 3 or 4 days here to overtake Spencer Pratt there for second place. Again, about 83% we think of the expected vote in L.A. But again, just the way these updates have been coming, as overwhelmingly Democratic as they've been, there's no.
If you guys think that Spencer Pratt should have made the runoff, please tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. If you guys are tired of the Democrats lying to us, tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. I'm just so sick and tired of the Democrats lying. What can you do, though? What can you do? The Democrats will accuse us of the things that they themselves are doing. I repeat, the Democrats will accuse us of doing the things that they are actually doing themselves.
No indication that momentum for Raman is going to stop and that she's not going to continue to increase that margin there over Pratt, potentially setting up a Bass-Raman general election in the race for mayor.
And Steve, compare for me how long.
Los Angeles, I'm just going to say this. If you actually did vote for Nithya Raman, shame on you, but I don't think you did. But let's say you did. I'm going to assume you did. I'm going to assume this in good faith, and I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to assume in good faith that you idiots voted for Nithya Raman. And if you did, you get what you vote for. You're going to get two incompetent people running against each other. And you know what? You could have had Spencer Pratt. You could have had Spencer Pratt. You could have had somebody who wanted real change. Instead, you got two people who are just going to have the same status quo. The same Los Angeles again and again and again. That's right. You guys voted for this. You guys voted for the same Los Angeles that you've seen time and time again. I hope you feel good about yourselves, you guys. I really do. I hope you feel extremely good about yourselves. Give yourselves a pat on the back because you voted for two incompetent people. Good for you. Good for you. I hope you're proud of yourselves because you know what the Democrats love more than anything? Incompetence. They love incompetent people because it makes them feel good about how incompetent that they are at the end of the day.
How long it's taken to count ballots in California versus some other states.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is like
Spencer. Nathan's saying, "Did you expect anything else from California?" No. I was hopeful. But here's what pissed me off about this. Spencer Pratt at the end of Election Day had 30.4% of the votes. Nithya Raman had 21%. All right, that is a huge difference. In 50 something percent, 50% or more of the expected votes were already in. There was a pattern there. A real pattern. And the fact of the matter it took 5 to 6 freaking days. 5 to 6 days to count 300,000 ballots? Are you kidding me? Florida can do this in a day. Florida and Texas have a very efficient system. If California was smart, which they're not, by the way, California would copy the most efficient states. Florida and Texas happen to be the most efficient states when it comes to the votings. Yeah, shockingly. I'm not saying every red state is efficient. There are some red states that are dumb as fuck. Trust me, there are red states that are really fucking stupid. Mississippi, I'm looking at you. Alabama, looking at you. But, it's at the same time, it's just like California is number one at being shitty. California's government is number one at being shitty. They run elections poorly. They run cities poorly. Look at San Francisco, for God's sakes. Look at L.A. The homeless problem is real in L.A. The more of those videos I watch, the fact that they just hand out crack pipes and shit to the people there, it's not right. It's not right. These people are high on drugs. They need rehab, not another needle, not another crack pipe. They need actual rehabilitation. They need rehab. They try to make me go to rehab, and I said, no, no, no. Yes, you know what? I'm going to sing Rehab by Amy Winehouse in honor of, you know what, because this is for you, California. This is for you, California. This is for you, California. Here's what I'm going to do. Rehab, Amy Winehouse. I'm going to sing this song for you guys. You want to know why? Because you guys do not want any of these drug addicts to go to rehab. And I'm going to sing Rehab by Amy Winehouse. Hold on. Okay. So I'm going to sing Rehab by Amy Winehouse. It's a good song, by the way. I like this song. It's a damn good song, okay? So, I love you. You know what? I love you, Spencer Pratt. I know you're not going to win, but I'll tell you what. It sucks that California pushed you out. Because, to be honest, I think the Department of Justice needs to investigate California's voter rolls ASAP. I repeat, Donald Trump, investigate those voter rolls, bro. None of us are buying it. Look at the comment sections of all of the news report YouTube channels. The comment sections are flooded with people who are not buying it. People are not buying the fact that it's taking 6 days to count like 300,000 votes. We don't trust you. We don't. Okay? And the fact of the matter is, a lot of people did vote for Spencer Pratt. A lot of people were on board with Pratt, by the way. Just to let you know. All right. So I don't want to get copyright struck, so you guys are not going to be able to hear the music, but you're going to see me sing the karaoke version, okay? All right. This is going to be a song for Spencer Pratt. Love you, bro. Love you, man. All right, ready? I tried to make them go to rehab, but they said no, no, no. Yes, I've been black, but when I come back, you'll know, no, no. I ain't got the time, and if my zaddy thinks I'm fine, he tried to make me go to rehab, but I won't go. I'd rather be at home with Ray. I ain't got 70 days, oh yeah. 'Cause there's nothing you can teach me that I can't learn from Mr. Hathaway. I didn't get a lot of in class, but I know it don't come in a shot glass. Tried to make me go to rehab, but I said no, no, no. Yes, I've been black, but when I come back, you'll know, no, no. I ain't got the time. And if my zaddy thinks I'm fine, they tried to make me go to rehab, and I won't go. The man said, why you think you here? I said, I got no idea. I'm gonna lose my baby. So I always keep a bottle near. He said, I just think you're depressed. This me, yeah, baby. And the rest. They tried to make me go to rehab, but I said no. Yes, I've been black, but when I come back, you'll know. I don't ever wanna drink again. I just need a friend. I'm not gonna spend 10 weeks. Have everyone think I'm on the mend. It's not just my pride. It's just till these tears have dried. Tried to make me go to rehab, and I won't. So no. Yes, I've been black, but when I come back, you'll know. I ain't got the time, and if my zaddy thinks I'm fine, he tried to make me go to rehab, but I won't go. Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, man. Fuck yeah. They tried to make me go to rehab. No, I'm just kidding. That's a good song, dude. I love Amy Winehouse. Rest in peace, darling. Amazing. So Jason Beatrice says Democrats refuse to sign a bill to end insider trading in Congress. Go figure. That's how they make any money. How else are you supposed to make money in Congress, dude? Insider trading is like the only way, dude. Nate Dogg says Garza for Zaddy 2026. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah, dude. I am a Zaddy. They call me Zaddy, bro. Yeah, dude. You know what? I'm gonna do the white guy anthem of the world, dude. This is the white guy anthem of the world, dude. I can barely hear this. Hold on. Wait. Oh no, it's a shitty version. Hold on. Killers. Let's see. I'm Mr. Brightside. Okay, this is a good one. Coming out of my cage and I've been doing just fine. Gotta be down because I want it all. Started out with a kiss, how did it end up like this? It was only a kiss. It was only a kiss, now I'm falling asleep, and she's calling a cab while he's having a smoke, and she's taking a drag, now they're going to bed, and my stomach is sick, and it's all in my head, but she's touching his chest, now he takes off her dress, now let me go home. All right. And I just can't look, it's killing me and taking control. Jealousy, turning saints into the sea, swimming through sick lullaby, choking on your alibi, but it's just the price I pay. Destiny is calling me, open up my eager eyes, 'cause I missed a bright side. All right, I'm not singing this one very well, but that's all right. I love the Killers, and I'll butcher this song any day of the week. I'm coming out of my cage and I've been doing just fine. Gotta be down because I want it all. It started out with a kiss. How did it end up like this? It was only a kiss. It was only a kiss. Now I'm falling asleep and she's calling a cab while he's having a smoke and she's taking a drag. Now they're going to bed and my stomach is sick and it's all in my head, but she's touching his chest. Now he takes off her dress. Now let me go. 'Cause I just can't look, it's killing me and taking control. Jealousy, turning saints into the sea, turning through sick lullaby, choking on your alibi. But it's just the price I pay. Destiny is calling me. Open up my eager eyes, 'cause I missed a bright side. 'Cause I missed a bright side. And I never... I'm a little off key. I never... Hold on, let me try there. And I never... Well, I never... that was not a very good version of that song, but no, I love the Killers though, one of my favorite bands. But I will admit, when it comes down to it, Snow Patrol is your guy. Let's see here, I could do a little Snow Patrol for you guys. I can do a little. These guys can't just hear the background music though, because I might get copyright struck for that shit. But let's see here. You know what? This will be my last karaoke song of the night. Then I'm gonna get back to normal discussion stuff. Okay. This is one of my favorite Snow Patrol songs, though. I'll sing it one last time for you. Then we really have to go. You've been the only thing that's right in all I've done. And I can barely look at you, but every single time I do, I know we'll make it anywhere away from here. Light up, as if you have the choice, even if you cannot hear my voice, and I'll be right beside you, dear. Louder, louder, and we'll run for our lives. And I can hardly speak, I understand why you can't raise your voice to say. To think I might not see those eyes makes it so hard not to cry. And as we say our long goodbyes, and I nearly do. Light up, as if you have a choice, even if you cannot hear my voice, and I'll be right beside you, dear. Have heart, my dear. We're bound to be afraid, even if it's just for a few days, making up for all this mess. Hell yeah, dude. It's one of my favorite songs. I love you guys. Thank you guys. Oh, still, this is light up, as if you have a choice, even if you cannot hear my voice, I'll be right beside you, dear. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Eric Klein says, can you do that during my comedy show? Maybe. Thank you, bronies. I appreciate it. Okay, you know what? There is one song. I don't know if they actually have this for karaoke. The Road Ahead. Love this song. If they have it. Oh my God, they might. Oh my God. I don't know if this is like... Is this legitimately the actual karaoke song for it? No way. I'm going to say if this is actually the karaoke version of this... Thank you, Annie. Appreciate it. If this is the actual karaoke version of this song, holy crap. Okay, here we go. The road ahead is empty. It's paved with miles of the unknown. Whatever seems to be your destination, take life the way it comes. Take life the way it is. Let's see if I can pull this off here. Horizon in the distance, so close and yet so far away. You shouldn't be surprised when on arrival the dream has flown away and fear's not here to stay. The road ahead never gives away the promise. The road ahead is a highway or a dead-end street. A dead-end street. Raindrops on your windscreen. They fall from heaven or from hell. You drive into the light or into darkness. Uncertainty as your guide. The road ahead never gives away the promise. No, the road ahead is a highway or a dead-end street. No, the road ahead never answers any questions. And nothing is sure along the way, not even tomorrow. With miles of the unknown ahead of you, the road ahead is empty. It's paved with miles of the unknown. Whatever seems to be your destination, take life the way it comes. Take life the way it is. If you guys ever get bored, look up City to City. They're a great band, old band, very old band. It's one of my favorite songs, dude. The first time I ever heard it, I was like, I kind of cried a little bit, dude. I was like, kind of listening to it. First time I ever heard that song, I started tearing up, dude. I was like, it was just pretty to me. I was just very pretty. I just loved it. It was very wholesome. You know, it's just songs like that, man. They just kind of get to you. They really get to you, man. I love it. My goodness, man. You know what? I think this isn't karaoke, but this is for Spencer Pratt also, okay? This is for you, Spencer Pratt. Okay, it's a little exaggeration, but... Hope I never wake up but dream about you all the time now. And I don't wanna face another night without you here. Someday, somewhere, somehow, we will be together again. Together again. You know I've always wanted just to feel the touch of your love. You know I've always hated knowing how far apart we are. Someday, someway, somehow, we will be together again. And I just want you to know. No, baby, I'm all messed up in you. You're far away, but you're here with me. No, baby, I'm all messed up in you. You're all I need, my everything. Whoa. Every night I wake up hoping that I'll find you here then. Not a day that goes by I don't think about your smile. Somewhere, somehow, we'll be together again. I just want you to know. No, baby, I'm all messed up in you. You're far away, but you're here with me. No, baby, I'm all messed up in you. You're all I need, my everything. And I know that we will find the way to be together. No, someday I promise you that I won't leave. I'll be here forever. Whoa. Oh, baby, I'm all messed up. I'm not going full volume on this one. This is a little bit later. You're far away, but you're here with me. I'm all messed up in you. You're all I need, my everything. Well, I want you, I need you, I'm nothing without you. So epic, dude. You and I hope I never wake up, I dream about you all time now. Nah, that's a good song, dude. Okay, you said you want to do Open Your Eyes. Oh, Snow Patrol, Open Your Eyes. Okay, well, this will be the last song of the night. At least last song. I'll keep streaming and stuff, but Open Your Eyes. Let's see. This is a good Snow Patrol song. Yeah, this is a good song, by the way. I love this one. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. No, this feels strange and untrue, and I won't waste a minute without you. My bones ache, my skin feels cold, and I'm getting so tired and so old. The anger swells in my guts, and I won't feel these slices and cuts. And I want so much to open your eyes, 'cause I need you to look into mine. Yeah. Tell me that you'll open your eyes. 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 Get up, get out, get away from these liars, 'cause they don't get your soul or your fire. Take my hand, not your fingers through mine, and we'll walk from this dark room for the last time. Every minute from this minute now, we can do what we like anywhere. Now I want so much to open your eyes, 'cause I need you to look into mine. Tell me that you'll open your eyes. 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 Pretending like I'm drumming right now. I know you guys can't hear the background music, but I can. All this feels strange and untrue, and I won't waste a minute without you. And I won't waste a minute without you. Oh yeah, so good, dude. I hope you guys enjoyed that. A little bit of Snow Patrol, one of my favorite bands. But yeah, dude, I love Snow Patrol. Honestly, one of the best bands of all time. Yeah, just amazing, dude. Oh, hold on. We got to finish it off with a little I Touch Myself. Hold on. All right, this is officially my last song, and then I'm gonna get back to the normal show. Okay, you guys ready for this? I don't think you guys can feel this. I love myself. I want you to love me. When I feel down, I want you above me. I search myself. I want you to find me. I forget myself. I want you to remind me. I don't want anybody else. When I think about you, I touch myself. I don't want anybody else. Oh no, oh no, no, no. You're the one who makes me come running. You're the sun who makes me shine. When you're around, I'm always laughing. I want to make you mine. I close my eyes and see you before me. Think I would die if you were to ignore me. A fool should see just how much I adore you. And get down on my knees, I'll do anything for you. Won't anybody else. When I think about you, I touch myself. Oh, I don't want anybody else. Joe Biden is so hot. I love myself. I want you to love me when I feel down. I want you above me. I search myself, want you to find me. I forget myself, I want you to remind me. I don't want anybody else. When I think about you, I touch myself. I don't want anybody else. Oh no, oh no, oh no. This is the. I want you. Don't want anybody else. And when I think about you, I touch myself. Oh, 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 oh. Ah. I don't want anybody else. When I think about you, I touch myself. Oh, I don't want anybody else. Oh, no. Yeah, when I think about you, I touch myself. I touch myself. I touch myself. Okay, that was scary. This is why that's why I should not be karaoke. Should not be karaokeing this late at night. Okay, I'm afraid to look at the comment section. So Annie says, "Lol, oh God, this is great. Just when I thought I couldn't get bricked up anymore." This is Pride Month, dude. Our next talent show entry is Garza. Yes, you guys can enter me in America's Got Talent, dude. I want you guys should probably enter me in America's Got Talent, bro. That'd be amazing. All right, let's take a look here. Good night, LA, dude. Let's take a look. Yeah, dude. Hold on. Let me try to see like what else we got. I want to see what other coverage we got here. Now, dude, I wonder if Reckless Ben ended up releasing any other like part 3. I want to see if Reckless Ben finally released part 3. I'm hoping he did, dude. Dude, Reckless Ben needs to release part 3, man. I need it, dude. I need to see how this ends. He's the man, dude. Reckless Ben's the tits, dude. I love what Reckless Ben did, dude. Nobody, and I mean nobody, likes bricks and minifigs. I kind of do look like Spencer Pratt, though, dude. Yeah. Here we go, man. I am just so surprised. I mean, I'm not really surprised. California does their thing. They all love communism over there, it seems like, and that's up to them. They could do their thing. I wanna make you mine. I love myself. I want you to love me. Wait, why would I mute the mic when I'm eating? I want people to get the full Michael Garza show ASMR experience. Why would I do that, bro? Why would I do that? You tell me, my brony bro. You tell me. I'm just having trouble believing. Here we go.
Let's get to Los Angeles.
I'm not a fan of the Daily
where
Wire.
Despite a
just to let you know, I think the Daily Wire is annoying, but I will subscribe to this.
strong showing on Election Day, Republican Spencer Pratt has fallen into third place in the mayoral primary, moving him off the ballot for November's general election. Meanwhile, far-left Democrat Nithya.
Yeah, I ended up watching the NBA Finals tonight. It was amazing, dude. It was amazing. Spurs won. I'm very glad the Spurs won, by the way. I think the Spurs deserve to win. I think they're just the better team. I really think that they're better than the Knicks. But it was a dogfight, though, dude. It was a dogfight all the way through. I loved it. It was a fantastic game. Must win for the Spurs. The Spurs won. It's a 2-1 series.
Nithya Rahman has gained ground at a stunning pace, securing a majority of mail-in ballots, despite trailing big on Election Day. So for those of you who have not been following this race, let me explain what's going on. So last Wednesday, 24 hours after the polls had closed, 63% of the vote was in. And incumbent Democrat Karen Bass was in first place with 34%. Spencer Pratt was right behind her at 30.5%. And Nithya Rahman was in a distant third at 22%.
She was far away. Nithya Rahman was so far away. And you're expecting me to believe that all of a sudden, all the counted votes that happened later on, 5 days after the election, suddenly equated to Nithya Rahman winning? Yeah, we're not buying it, dude. We're not stupid. I wasn't born yesterday. I look like I was born yesterday, but I wasn't born yesterday. I am not buying what California's selling me, dude. I will not buy the California snake oil, dude. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. Screw it.
So it looked like Pratt.
I want some chips. I want some damn chips. let's keep going. Okay.
Was safe. But then the mail-in ballots started coming in. California accepts mail-in ballots that come in days after the polls close, as long as they were postmarked before Election Day. And Democratic candidates historically overperform with mail-in ballots, especially in a state like California, where ballot harvesting is legal and third-party volunteers and campaign staff can go door to door and ask people, hey, have you turned your ballot in? Would you like us to help? We can go ahead and take that.
That is so sketchy. Yeah. I don't trust that process at all. I do not trust that process.
For you, because every single voter in the state gets a ballot in the mail, whether they ask for one or not. Now, over the last week, Nithya Raman gained ground at a remarkable pace. Get this. If you look at the votes counted in the last 5 days, Raman is in first place at 40%. She's even running ahead of Karen Bass, who was crushing her on Election Day.
Yeah.
Now, yes, it is true that Democrats were always expected to
It's crazy. It's really crazy.
do better once the mail-in ballots were counted. But Republicans are questioning why Raman, the candidate who needed most of those votes the most.
Yeah. It seems like most people were voting for Bass initially, even though I think it's a terrible vote.
Performed so much better than the other Democrats on the ticket, mainly Karen Bass, who crushed it on Election
funny
Day.
how specifically
At that point,
Nithya
President
Raman-
Trump is alleging fraud.
Specifically, Nithya Raman was doing better than why? She was far behind. And it just doesn't make any sense.
Writing on Truth Social, quote, has anybody been watching the crooked election going on in California? 2 great Republican candidates are being cheated. He's now responded by sending DOJ prosecutors to the state to investigate potential election fraud. The agency is vowing to, quote, follow the evidence wherever it leads and prosecute any violations of federal election law to the fullest extent. Well, Daily Wire editor-in-chief Brent Scher joins us now with more. Brent, a week ago, it looked like a foregone conclusion that Spencer Pratt was going to be moving on to the general election.
Everybody thought Spencer Pratt was going to win. At least everybody thought Spencer Pratt was coming in second. Nobody's believing. Nobody believes this hogwash that Raman, really?
Election now just 6 days later. Numerous outlets have called this race for Nithya Raman, saying, hey, it's all done. Pratt, third place, you're off the ticket. What changed?
I mean, exactly what you just laid out. And I'll be the first one to admit, I didn't see how the math could possibly lift Nithya Raman over Pratt.
Same. The pattern wasn't there. The pattern was not there.
Because I said, and I have posts that I've now admitted I was very, very wrong. The prediction markets were right. I was wrong. Karen Bass, if she kept collecting votes at the same pace that she was before, would have made this statistically impossible. It makes no sense that Raman jumped up, unless there's something that does make sense about it. But nobody's pointed it out. There are a lot of people.
I am surprised that Nithya Raman gained so many votes. Like, I really, really am. I am utterly surprised. Hold on. Oh, Corey sent me a vid. Hold on, so you can look here. Oh shit, hell yeah.
Laugh out loud.
Hey man, you eating chips and watching vids don't mean fair use.
Dude, that's pretty pimp, dude. My boy My boy Corey sent me a cool video, and it was like a tiny little Tesla coil, I think, and it's he got it to work and have electrical charges and shit. That thing's pimp. Hey, hold on. I am still reacting to the videos, bro. I am eating and reacting, giving my firm opinion. That is about as fair use as it gets. There you go. But yeah, no, what I'm doing is, look, I may be eating chips. Yeah, I'm watching this. Look, I'm also giving my opinion, by the way. I just want to let you know, I am giving my opinion. I don't trust the pattern that I'm seeing with Nithya Raman. M. Madden, I am doing everything I want to do here. I am watching this. I'm giving my opinion.
Jacob Soboroff, the NBC reporter, he was over and was like, hey, I'm here where they're counting, and look, everything's clean and great. There's no people.
I think we need to question the voter rolls. We need to question the voter rolls, straight up. In California. Wonder why? 1 + 1 is not equaling 2 anymore. In this scenario, they're trying to tell us that 1 + 1 = 3. It's not true. Not true.
People stuffing ballots. That's obviously not what people who see this statistical impossibility taking place. I mean, you have Elon Musk, who kind of knows a little bit about numbers and math.
Yeah.
Being like, yeah, this is actually impossible.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I would say it is impossible, too. I would say improbable more than anything. But look, statistically speaking, there's no way, based on the patterns that were already there, it just makes no sense that Nithya Raman's suddenly getting all these votes. I didn't count all the votes, dude, but there are patterns that you can see. This is where the DOJ comes in. The Department of Justice needs to do a full audit. They need to look at the voter rolls for California and make sure that everything is fine. Because I'm questioning this. I am questioning this wholeheartedly, man.
The way that it does make sense, and you mentioned it, ballot harvesting is legal there.
Yeah.
So if the Raman campaign was collecting ballots from a certain place, and that's the accusation now, that makes a lot of sense. The places that Raman is winning in this massive, massive show of force, isn't even where she currently represents right now in California. That was a normal...
That's sketchy too. Because if she's winning in places or people that would normally not give a fuck, why wouldn't they vote for Bass by default because Bass is the incumbent? You know what I mean? That makes no sense, man. But yeah, mail-in and ballot harvesting, it just feels very sus to me.
Proportion where she loses to Pratt and Karen Bass. It is an area of LA called Skid Row. A lot of homeless people. Spencer Pratt himself posted, oh, she's picking up like 43,000 votes. That's the exact amount of homeless people.
That's crazy. 43,000 ballots were sent to Skid Row. You're telling me that all 43,000 were filled out properly and then sent in? That is sketch. That is extremely sketchy.
So is it possible that they were using some organization that has a way to get those people addresses and ballots and all that? Sure, it's possible. And I'm personally very glad that DOJ is saying they're going to look at it.
Yeah.
And I don't understand, this is what makes no sense to me, why California can't be more transparent about this. A lot of people who are very moderate say, okay, California, even if you're saying what you're doing is fair, you have to be crazy to not understand why, from the outside looking in, it obviously looks crooked as possible.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because it's taken 5 days, right? It's taken 5 days to count this, man. 5 days. And you're expecting us to suddenly believe that Nithya Raman miraculously overtakes Spencer Pratt at the nick of the dime? I don't buy it. I'm not buying it, okay?
This is so crazy to see. So if you want to say that it's legit, you need to be so transparent. Because it's crazy counting ballots.
Yeah. If it is 5 days after the election day, and you're telling us that everything's fine, it's totally fair and legal, you do need to be transparent, because it should never take 5 days after election day. I think we're running on 6 days even. That is insanity to me. That really is crazy to me.
5 days after an election. I mean, I remember us working. We were trying to find out who's going to win on election night.
And counting ballots when you know exactly how many votes are needed for each candidate to leapfrog the other. That's what makes this look so fishy. And
oh, yeah. The math isn't adding up. I don't believe that Nithya Raman, I don't believe anybody wanted to vote for her. She was just a complete unknown, dude. She's a complete unknown. Here you go, Madden. Here's the chip for you.
I think the best case, or the best argument in my view for fraud is saying, look, yes, we knew Democrats have a fantastic ground game. They know how to ballot harvest. They've been very open about that. But wouldn't you expect the incumbent mayor, who already has a political machine in place, wouldn't you expect Karen Bass to actually run up the vote in the ballot harvesting places? Why are we now seeing her falling behind to Nithya Raman, who Raman only had, 22% on election day, and then she doubles that?
Yeah, suddenly she has more than that? I am so not buying it. I am so not buying that Nithya Raman is somehow overtaking Pratt and right next to Karen Bass. The math is not adding up, dude. The math is not mathing. You're trying to tell me that California is trying to tell me that 1 + 1 = 3, basically, is what they're trying to tell me allegedly.
And gets 40% when the votes start coming in late. I think that's the best argument for fraud. However, I want to get your take on this. I think the most compelling argument from Democrats to the contrary has been them saying, look, if we were going to rig this race, we would actually rig it to get Pratt in the general. They're saying, if you look at the general election polling, Pratt loses to Karen Bass. The most recent poll had him down 18 points in the head-to-head. Raman actually, it's like a toss-up. I believe one poll had Raman beating Karen Bass by 4 points. So some of the Democrats in California are saying, if we wanted to rig it, why would we rig it for someone in Nithya Raman who could actually beat our established candidate? What do you make of that claim?
I mean, it's really hard to say now because, who's doing it?
Yeah.
We don't know because it's such a black box. You don't know where these things are coming from. Raman is the more progressive candidate.
Yeah.
So it's possible that the people who are orchestrating this major comeback are these far leftists who aren't happy with Karen Bass. I mean, the thing that you see in California more than probably any state is kind of like 2020, where the fraud was almost built into the system.
I see where he's going with this. He's talking about the presidential race and how he thinks some of it was baked in, man.
Allowing massive mail-in ballots in a system where you'll just keep counting them day after day after day. It's built in. So it's not even that the Democrats are the ones doing this. There is somebody, some organization who's very effectively collecting ballots for Raman.
Yeah.
The other thing I'd say is, yes, they could say that the polling shows them have a very comfortable lead over Spencer Pratt. But Spencer Pratt had something pretty special going on. He had the whole world looking at LA, and also the whole world kind of dissecting the truth and validity of everything Spencer Pratt was saying about what Democrats have done to this city.
Yep, exactly. Spencer Pratt was like, hey, Democrats ruining the city, bro. Yeah. And that's the thing, man. Agree. Democrats are. Hold on. I just don't believe that anybody would be crazy enough to vote for Nithya Raman. You know?
City with the homelessness, the fire response, the drug abuse, the, free dentures for drug addict program. The longer this went on, and if this goes all the way to November, it keeps kind of that conservative lens on this liberal city. They don't care whether it's Raman or Bass.
Exactly.
It's the same old LA. They do care, even if they knew they were going to beat him, about Spencer Pratt raising awareness and kind of forcing them to do
Coyote, dude. Coyote 3, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly with your comment, bro.
something about homelessness.
And I think that is the best.
Yeah, and by the way, Karen Bass and Nithya Raman, I firmly believe that they want to keep the homeless industrial complex going. I really do. I don't think that they want to change a damn thing. I think they want status quo all day long. All I see is status quo, status quo, status quo. That's all they want, bro. That's what it appears that they want, at least. Give me a moment. I want to drink some pomegranate juice. All right. Trump's the man, dude. Trump's the man, bro.
Response to the Democrats saying, oh, we actually wanted Spencer Pratt in the general election. As you said, if it's Rahman or Bass, they're going to get a far left Democrat.
Yeah.
If Pratt is there, even if they think they could beat him, all it's going to do for the next 4 months or 3 months is put a spotlight on LA and on all the problems that their city, this is the Democratic enclave of America, all it would do is make them look worse.
Oh, man, Daddy Trump, dude. Oh, shit. First assistant U.S. attorney leading review into California's election.
First off, it's been announced that...
That is so cool. There's actually going to be an investigation into California's election process. This is exciting. This is exciting. We get to finally reveal what the hell's going on behind the scenes, dude. We finally get to see how I want to see if they're corrupt or not.
The federal government is investigating potential fraud into the election process.
Yes, I said Daddy Trump, dude. Daddy Trump. I said it.
How's this going so far?
Yeah, I mean, we have multiple investigations open into potential fraud having to do with the election, the ballots, registrations, etc. We announced one case a month ago of a lady that was registering homeless people to vote and paying them to sign false information on voter registration forms. She's since been charged.
I love how MSNBC is... Hold on, let's take a look here.
But
Let's
now
see
it's
what
time for the last...
MSDNC is saying real quick. Yeah, MSNBC sucks.
Charged and pled guilty. We have other active investigations ongoing. We can't discuss the specifics of them. But in addition to that, we've called on the state of California to open up their voter rolls. There's a lot of distrust.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's not an unreasonable thing to ask to open up the voter rolls to the federal government. We want to see if what you're saying is true. I want to see if there is. We want to see if there's fraud in California.
In the way California holds elections,
want to see.
and we believe the best
Let
way
us
to
know.
handle that is through.
Let us know. Is there fraud in California? Is there fraud in I want to know. We got to find out, bro.
Transparency and through complying with federal law by allowing the federal government to audit the rolls of California.
LA County Registrar, I mean, you're hearing from them, they're basically saying that everything's clean and there's no evidence of any widespread fraud.
Well, how would he know? He has no idea. California has made it basically open to anybody register to vote. They're not going to check your citizenship. You can register with a gym card. No,
that is true. That is extremely true, by the way.
one thinks that's a legitimate way to determine that only U.S. qualified citizens are voting. They have dirty rolls. They're not cleaning them up. You have dead people getting ballots. You have people who've moved getting ballots.
Yeah, when your rolls are that dirty, It opens it up to fraud. So this guy is correct. This guy, this first assistant U.S. attorney leading the review in California's elections, totally correct, by the way.
And then they have universal vote by mail, so they mail millions of ballots. And then you have ballot harvesting, so you have no idea who's receiving the ballot, filling the ballot out, and returning it. So the ROV, with all due respect, he has no idea what the hell's going on. He has no idea. All he knows, he's getting ballots in the mail, and he's counting them. For him to say that there's no fraud, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
So is it more of a frustration with the overall voting system in California?
Well, I gotta get something figured out.
No fraud, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
So is it more of a frustration?
All right, let's keep going.
Well, I think the system is what opens the door for fraud. I mean, when you have a system, you want people to have confidence and faith in the system. If you were designing an election system and you want people to have faith in it, you would do everything opposite of what California does. Most states do not allow what California does. Most states, it is illegal to ballot harvest. So we have a crisis credibility in our election system in California.
Yeah, I forgot that ballot harvesting is legal in California. That should not be legal. Ballot harvesting feels so sketchy to me. Ballot harvesting is also not a very secure thing, in my opinion. Most states are, honestly, I totally get why most states make ballot harvesting illegal. It makes perfect sense because ballot harvesting opens up for a lot of fraud. I like that places make it illegal. Coyote 3, I'm not going to dive into that subject too much, but I see what you're saying, dude. I see exactly what you're saying, man.
We think the best way to deal with that is with an audit. Let us see the voter rolls and let us help California clean them up.
Do you, on a personal...
Yeah, an actual audit would be a good thing. But here's the thing. California doesn't want an audit of their voter rolls. You want to know why? Because they're extremely dirty. Allegedly, okay? This is clearly what this guy is alleging to, right? So if he's alleging that there's dirty rolls, let's clean them up. And let's also expose just how bad it really is in California.
level, do you trust the election system in California?
Well,
ET says, what? Just got here. You and Garza.
I'm not going to get into my personal views. It's not my job. My job is to do investigations, and when we have sufficient evidence, we will bring those charges forward for the public and everyone to see, and we'll litigate that in court. So that's our plan. That's what we're going to do. But as far as the election system itself, that's up to the people of California. If they want to continue the elections this way, that's up to them. But our opinion, the opinion of the federal government, is that this system is susceptible to fraud.
Looking at the
to a lot of it.
Mayor's race, we saw these big bets on Cauchy.
Yeah.
While Pratt was up, I want to say tens of thousands of votes, we saw Cauchy all of a sudden flipping towards Rahman. Is that something that the federal...
Which is pretty sketchy, by the way, when the betting markets... It's pretty sketchy when prediction markets are all of a sudden going one other direction. You want to know why? Because there was insider information that was probably leaked. A lot of insider information probably got leaked. And people were trying to make a quick buck off of it.
The government's going to look into
it potentially, if there's suspicious trading on there, that might be something we'll look into. Again, I'm not going to get into any specifics of what we are and we're not doing.
But I guess hypothetically, if someone's dropping a lot of money on Ramen while she was down tens of thousands of votes, I mean,
well, you'd have to understand why they're doing that. If maybe they have some insider polling, or maybe they saw some early indicators, or they went into precinct data. We don't really know, but we're gonna follow the evidence wherever it goes. We're not going to preview it. We're not going to suggest anything anyone did anything particularly illegal until we have the evidence to make a case in court. With that note, we want to know.
I'm glad they're investigating it, though, because there's just patterns that are too crazy to ignore. There are patterns in this that are indicators, right? That are just too crazy to ignore, man. We can't ignore these patterns.
No. If you've seen any evidence of election fraud, if you've seen people mishandle ballots, if someone voted in your name, we want to know. So we've created an email inbox, CA election fraud tips at usdoj.gov, and we welcome people to submit their evidence there. And we have agents here at the FBI that will go investigate.
And you put that out on Twitter. Could you ballpark how many tips that you've gotten since you put that message out? I want to say about 5 days ago.
I know that there's tons of emails coming in. I don't have a number on it yet.
Dozens, hundreds?
I honestly, I'm not doing the intake. The agents are. So we have folks inside my office, the FBI and HSI. They're all working on this as we speak.
Anything else? I mean, I know that this is kind of number one in the Trump administration right now.
I think there's a theme in California, whether it's Medicare fraud, hospice fraud, or election fraud. California is not doing the things to instill confidence. They're not detecting and preventing the fraud. They almost make it easy, and they lay out the welcome mat for fraudsters. So California, I call it, it's a fraudster's paradise. Here, there's no chain of custody, there's no audit trail, there's no checks and balances. It is just put out as much money as possible on the healthcare side, and then put out as many ballots as possible on the voter side, and they don't care about election integrity or fraud. Go talk to them. They'll just tell you there's no evidence of fraud without ever looking at any of our cases, any of the charges we've brought. They just tell you there's no fraud, and it's like they're parrots. That's all they do.
Yeah, I know. And just speaking.
Well, it is funny because that is true, because a lot of the times if you say, like, I was talking to my dad about this earlier, I was like, dude, I think there's some fraudy stuff happening. He's like, no, there just isn't. No, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. It's like, how do you know it's not true? You assume that because it's California, because my dad's a hardcore Democrat, he believes in socialism, I'm pretty sure. But, like, I'm sorry, I don't trust California. I don't trust California. And you know what? Let's look into it. Let's look into it. What harm could be done looking into it? I really don't see any harm looking into it further. Because at this point, it's kind of an inevitability that it needs to be looked into.
To that, the time it takes to count these votes, it leads to people thinking this is fishy, especially when you see it flip. But there's the other side of the argument that would say, that the signature verification and the process, this is leading to trust.
The way California administers its elections, it breeds distrust. It breeds skepticism, because when you see results one way in election night and then it flips after they count the other ballots, whether it's legitimate or not, people are distrustful of a system like that. Most countries, most states, they're able to tell you within a day who won an election. Regardless of what the outcome is, regardless of who wins, you want the public to have trust and faith in the election process. And California is not doing much to give people trust.
Almost done. But do we know where these votes are coming from in terms of these mail-in ballots? Like, there's this talk on X about ballots coming in from Skid Row and stuff like that. Is any of that founded?
Once the election's certified, there will be detailed data analysis released by the ROV that will show you exactly where all the votes were coming from and the precincts and the breakdown. So part of it is...
Yeah, I want to know. And I can't wait for people to look into this. This election was definitely under a microscope, and for good reason, because it's not passing the smell test. It's just not passing the smell test. If something doesn't pass the smell test, man, that's the thing. That's the thing. It needs to pass the smell test. It's gotta.
You do need to finish counting so there could be a better assessment of...
Hey, we got Jim from Yager's Farm. What up? Have a good night, brother. You going to bed, my brony bro? Hell yeah, dude. We got Jim from Yager's Farm in the house. It's good to see. Oh, yeah, we got my man, dude. Hey, but thank you, Jim. I appreciate you coming on in, brother. Anytime we see Jim from Yager's Farm, man, we get a little bit excited. Hell yeah, but we're pissed. We're pissed about. I'm pissed, at least, about this California election stuff, and I'm very glad that Donald Trump decided to say, "Hey, we're going to investigate this," because it's not making it. It's 1 and 1 isn't making 2 anymore. Yager says I traveled up to Kansas. Oh, dude, get some rest, brother. Jim from Yager's, brother. Get your rest, my brony bro. Get your rest. Hey, love you, Jim. You're the man, bro. You're the man. Everybody give a huge shout out to Jim from Yager's Farm, everybody. We love you, man.
Where the votes came from. Again, as the Department of Justice...
Get your rest, though, man, especially if you traveled all the way from mother effing Kansas. Yeah, Jim, dude, what California is doing is terrible, man.
Laugh out loud.
Hey, thank you, Carlos. Everybody give a shout out to Carlos paying everybody. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the gift, my man. Hey, we got a 100
Laugh
from
out
Carlos. Loud. Everybody give a shout out to Carlos paying. Thank you, my brony bro. Hey, more gifts the better, man. Anybody who wants to send gifts, we greatly appreciate it. Any gifts we get, we're always like eternally grateful for anything. So whatever you guys want to send, we will accept it with arms wide open, man.
We're not interested in the outcome or who won, who lost. We're looking for evidence of fraud. We're looking for evidence that people voted who should not have voted, or that there was some sort of identity theft, or that there was some other violation of federal law. That's what we're focused on.
And this is a top priority right now?
This is a top priority, absolutely. Fraud has been. Again, whether it's hospice fraud, healthcare fraud, voter fraud.
Laugh out loud.
Hey, Texas Jane, thank you for the happy poop yum yum, my girl, dude. Thank you, thank you, Texas Jane. I appreciate the happy poop yum yums. I really do. Hickok's family says called alive to talk with people on the left, and all they did was call names and argue. It doesn't surprise me in the slightest, man. I'm sorry to hear that, though. I'm sorry to hear that, man. That sucks. I hate it when the left is abusive, man.
What is a top priority of the Department of Justice?
Adam Silver talks Donald Trump attending.
Adam Silver joined Inside the NBA before Game 3 of Knicks vs Spurs, and he spoke about Donald Trump attending Game 3 as well as the new tanking rule and flopping.
Let me ask you too, not only as if the Knicks and the Spurs were not enough, you have the president who's going to be in attendance tonight. What were the machinations and the behind the scenes there in terms of should he come to the game? Do they talk to you about does the president wants to come to the game? How does all of that work?
I want to see what woke Adam Silver's response is to this. I'm very curious.
I found out because Jim Dolan invited him to the game, and he said yes, and he's welcome to be here. I think that what makes sports so special, especially when there's so much that divides people, is it's something that we have in common, and we should look for those things that we have in common and build off that. And I'll also say about President Trump,
I think it's lazy to find. I really do think it's lazy to find what we have in common. Just accept that we're all the same and we're all different as well. And that's all you need to know. We're all the same, yet we're all different. It's a simple philosophy that I have. I believe that we're all the same, but we're all different. And it's not a contradictory statement either. For example, a lot of us share the majority of the same type of DNA. We're all the same in the sense that we're all carbon-based life forms. We're all the same in the fact that we're humans. But we're also different in the fact that we have different hopes and dreams. We're the same, but we're also different. That's okay. Difference should not divide. And we should not base all of our beliefs off of what makes us the same. We should just appreciate each other for what we actually are. We got to stop trying to find common ground. Just start loving each other for who you really are. Okay? Anyway, that's my food for thought.
The league for a long time. I ran NBA Entertainment years ago. He did an I Love Kids game spot with us. He was a fixture at NBA at Madison Square Garden. You guys remember, well, all of you, when you played here, not Draymond, but back in the old days, he had courtside seats. He was here all the time. He was at drafts, so he's a genuine Knicks fan. And so, yes, there's some inconvenience to the fans here, but one looking around this arena, it's packed. So people listen, they came early, they got...
I got to admit, Adam Silver gave a response that I did not expect. Good job, Adam Silver. For the first time in my life, Adam Silver was actually... I respect Adam Silver.
Through whatever extra...
I'm not going to watch all that, but yeah, that was a good response to Adam Silver. From Adam Silver, I like it. Okay, give me a few seconds. Oh, here's another dangerous AI. Here we go.
Oh my God, man. What a relief.
These are so funny, dude.
My thirst has finally been quenched. These cheeks got clapped so hard they are literally sensitive to the touch. I can't lie. That French baguette hits super hard, bro. That alien was literally penetrating that paint at will. I just had to step back and take it. I was dying so hard when I saw all the bandwagoners come out tonight to watch us get our cheeks rammed in. That was mad cringe. I won't even lie. I love a good crowd, though, for my Smash sessions. I got super bricked up when I...
These are, dude, I love these. I love the Dangerous AI page. It is so funny, dude. These are so freaking funny.
I saw a packed arena. I need you bandwagoners to turn up for Game 4 and watch me get gaped by Wendy with another 30-piece. But yeah, don't blame this L on me. Shitmet and Brixton literally built a whole new Madison Square Garden with their bricks. Shitmet, for some reason, thinks he's him now after that fluke Game 2. And we all know Brixton is only here because of his father. Just go back to the gym with daddy and practice on your game, man. That was a disgraceful performance. I'm never washing my ass again. I gotta cherish these clappings.
That's amazing, man. Trump takes questions on Iran ceasefire after NBA Finals in New York. Okay. Trump daddy, dude. Zaddy. We have Zaddy in the house. Here we go, dude. Oh, yeah.
Hello, everybody. Well, the game was fantastic. Well played by both teams. We all had a lot of fun. It was great to watch. Very talented players. We have ongoing negotiations in Iran and with Iran. That hasn't stopped. And we could have at least an idea by 1 or 2 days from now. But I think it's going well.
We need an idea. We need some sort of peaceful resolution at some point. We got to get this figured out, man. We got to get the Iran situation under control, figured out. Something's got to give. I love you, Trump dog. I love you. I think you're the man. We got to figure something out here.
The blockade continues to hold 100%. Nothing is getting through our blockade. No oil, no income, no nothing. Nothing's getting through the blockade. We have our great Secretary of the Interior, and we have Lee Zeldin, as you know, Environment, and you might give him a little update on what we're doing with a few different things, as long as we're here with the news, with the media. They're being very nice tonight, the media. In California, I hear they speeded the process up a little bit, and they had a good result, one good result out of two. Doug, would you like to say a couple of words?
Well, I would just say on the Middle East, President Trump has all the leverage, and I'm confident we're going to come out of this with a great deal. In terms of getting ready for the spectacular celebration of our amazing country, our 250th, with President Trump's safe and beautiful in D.C., what's been accomplished. Want to give a shout out to everybody that works for the National Park, the U.S. Park Police, but, you know, cleaning up dozens and dozens of monuments, dozens of fountains back working again. The reflecting pool, which you've all known, is near completion.
Make Washington, D.C. great again. Make the White House great again. I love it, dude. I love every minute of it. I love the fact they're trying to actually get things working again. This is amazing, man. This is amazing, and I love what Trump's doing. I love what everybody's doing. I love they're trying to rebuild Washington, D.C. They're trying to make America not just great again, but acceptable at the bare minimum again. Make America acceptable again. That's the best thing. Make America great. Make America acceptable. I love it. I'm all about it.
Going to be ready before the UFC event at the end of this week. So everything's going great on that front. The city's never looked better. And President Trump, I think you've said you've called them love letters. You've got more love letters on about the fountains and the beauty of the city than ever before. But how fitting as we go into our 250th that President Trump personally getting involved in making sure that our capital reflects the greatness of our country, because it's not decline is a choice, and President Trump has shown a blueprint for every American city, every mayor in this country that's got a large.
He wants America to be better, and I love it. I respect it. I love Trump's desire to see a better America.
Metro that's got a homeless problem, that's got a graffiti problem, that's got a crime problem. He's played out a blueprint of how you solve that, and that's the real lesson here.
Well, and I have to tell you that the main thing is there's very little crime now in D.C. It was a crime haven.
It was a cesspool of crime. Cesspool, from what I've heard, from what the reports show. And supposedly that was just acceptable. And here's the problem when Democrats are in power. They are so soft on crime. Democrats are far too soft on crime. This is why I don't respect Democrats in power. I just don't. They're soft on crime. I don't like it. They're soft on the border. They're soft on crime. It pisses me off. I don't like how soft the Democrats are. I think they're wimps. I really do. I think the Democrats are wimps. I can't help it.
A year and a half ago, very little crime. Soon, I think it'll be almost no crime whatsoever. So I want to thank really the National Guard, the D.C. Police. We work very closely with the them, and they do as we ask, and they've been terrific, really terrific, and we have very, very little crime. Also, Memphis, and if you look at New Orleans in Louisiana, they're down 77%. Memphis is down 74%, and I would say D.C. is down 95%. D.C. has become very safe and very beautiful. The grass is new, much of the grass. You know, grass has a life just like a human being has a life, and it hadn't been changed in 100 years. But you see there's nobody sleeping on the beautiful parks. The wire and fences are all taken down. And D.C. is very safe, and it's also become very beautiful. The reflective lake, as we call it, the reflective, beautiful reflective lake. I mean, it's like a mirror. And that's filling up now, still filling up. And the work, and we increased the scope quite a bit. We've taken care of now all of the sidewalk and everything around the lake, because we have to bring it into the same shape. And a lot of it's granite. We sandblasted. It looks beautiful. And we had 22 different fountains, all of which didn't work for 40 or 50 years. They were loaded up with graffiti, and because of the Department of Interior working with me and some other people that are into it, we want to beautify. We have one of the most.
Yeah, you want to make Washington D.C. look good. I mean, that makes perfect sense to me, brother. Preaching to the choir, man. I want to see the entire U.S. look a little bit better too. But we'll see what happens.
Beautiful capitals in the world, and doing a really good job. So of the 22, not one of them worked for 40 or 50 years. Now every one of the 22 worked, and I think we have a couple of more to go, don't we?
We're doing ribbon cuttings almost every other day, and fabulous to see all these coming back online. But what's most exciting is to see how much the people that live in Washington, D.C. and visit Washington, D.C. love coming to a safe and beautiful city. And I think it really reflects what we're celebrating here at our 250 is not just gratitude for the past and respect for all that's gone before us, but it's inspiration for the future. People come and see what America can be.
You know, it's a little bit just sitting here and talking, or standing here and talking to you, and we have a lot of respect for a lot of the people before me. I know some of you very well, but take a look at that plane. See that plane? That's in perfect mint condition. Take a look at that. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? And everything should look that way. We work with the military. We do a real job. But you look at the polish. Look at the way everything is beautiful. And that's the way we want D.C. And some people would laugh or smile at it, but there's nothing to smile at. So D.C.'s become really safe and really, really beautiful. And we have some great things planned, like the promenade. We've got a promenade at the Lincoln at Lincoln, and you have to see this. This will be one of the most beautiful things. The Lincoln Memorial is going to be unbelievable. It was supposed to front on the Potomac, and they built 2 highways behind it. And we're taking care of that by bridging over the highways. It's going to be beautiful what they're doing there. So we have some really, and the Ark will be maybe the greatest thing. I think the ballroom, but a combination.
I'm excited about the ballroom, by the way. I know a lot of people want to give crap about the ballroom, but I'm excited about the ballroom, dude. I think the ballroom is a cool idea, dude. Actually, if I'm not lying. I think that the ballroom's pimp. It's a pimp idea, dude.
The ballroom and the Ark will be the 2 greatest projects of.
No, and the reason the ballroom's going to be great is it's going to protect not only our current president when it's done, but it will protect future presidents and other elected officials in the future when there are events that need to be done. And the president's security is of the utmost priority. So that tends to matter.
Them all. So we've got a lot of exciting things happening. Getting back to other things like jobs numbers, we have record jobs. We have more people working in the United States today than at any time in the history of our country. And you see the numbers on the stock exchange. We had just today 73 records. We have 73 new highs. So out of my short 1.5 years, we've had 73 brand new highs on the various stock exchanges, and that's a record. Nobody's ever had anything like that, and that's during a military conflict. So, pretty amazing. And even the oil and gas, it's lower during a military conflict than it was during the Biden administration. And they didn't have that because to them it was okay that Iran has a nuclear weapon. And I say it's not okay. So the B-2 bombers did a big job and a great job, and we have got that in very good control. They will not have a nuclear weapon. Okay.
Yeah, better not have a nuclear weapon, dude. Dude, what Trump's doing, man, is amazing. I think he's going to stop Iran, dude. I still don't think Iran's going to come to the table. I don't. I wish I could be a little more optimistic about it, but I can't. I don't have any sort of faith that Iran's going to come to the table. I just don't. I really don't. Just to be honest, I don't know anybody could. I don't. I don't know how you guys can look at me dead in the face and say, "Oh, Iran's coming to the table." No, they're not. No, they're not.
Could I ask Lee? He's done an incredible job, as you know. The environment is good, and he's approving more plans than any human being, I think.
So allegedly, Donald Trump was booed, which I did hear some boos in the crowd, obviously. It's liberal New York. Of course they're going to boo. The libtards, the libs in New York hate Donald Trump, so of course they're going to boo. That makes sense to me, man.
I think has ever approved anywhere in the world. We have more factories going up, car plants, AI plants. We have about $18 trillion being invested in the United States, which is a record by far. There's never been anything like it. Many, many times more than the last administration. I won't get into the numbers. The numbers are astronomical. But in the history of the world, there has never been a country that's had $18 trillion invested in it, and that's in 11 months. The last administration had
$18 trillion invested to it in 11 months. That is unheard of. And honestly, Trump, that's an impressive feat, brother. That is an impressive feat. And honestly, the fact that the Democrats cannot see what you've accomplished is pathetic on the Democrats' end. Yeah, look, I want the Strait of Hormuz open up back just as much as anybody else. In Coyote 3, I see what you're saying, bro. Guess China will lose 40% of their cheap oil. Boo-hoo. But no, Trump's the man, dude. Trump's the GOAT. I love what he's been able to accomplish. He's the best, man.
No fraud. He doesn't know what he's talking about. So is it more of a frustration with the overall? In Coyote 3,
Guess China will lose 40% of their cheap oil. Boo-hoo. Okay, let's keep going.
Much less than $1 trillion over a period of 4 years. We have $18 trillion in 11 months. We haven't gotten the final numbers on the 12th month, which will be very good. Lee, do you want to say something?
Sure. Well, the Spurs, they have some good players. Wembayama, Castle did well.
Yeah, go Spurs. I think the Spurs are going to win the series. The Spurs are just better. They're just a better team, in my opinion, and I do think that they're going to win the whole series, the entire finals. ET says the TDS is strong in this chat. No, I'm not. I don't ban people. I do not ban anybody. That's not how this channel works, bro. We are not a ban channel. We don't do that.
well tonight, but I'm still going with the Knicks. I think that they're going to pull it off. And Mr. President, it was awesome to be able to spend the night with you. The energy was amazing. Jim Dolan was a great host. But this Knicks team, I mean, OG Anunoby was fantastic. Jalen Brunson's Mr. Clutch. They have great heart. So I'm feeling good about how that series is going.
How many games?
I'm going Knicks in 5. I feel like it's a resilient, strong team.
He knew every player.
They're going to come out for Game 4, and they are going to deliver. Oh, I don't know. We're busy with a lot of important stuff right now at EPA.
Like a war.
There's a lot of important stuff going on, but I happen to be in New York. We were just in Binghamton earlier today, where we believe that we should build a new Constitution pipeline to deliver natural gas from Pennsylvania to New England. We believe that New York should reverse its ban on...
That'd be kind of cool, a pipeline like that. That'd be neat. I'm down for that.
The extraction of natural
We're getting
gas.
held up by the governor of New York. She made a deal with us to allow us to build it, and she's holding it up. And Connecticut is suffering. And
Well, of course she is. I mean, she's the governor of New York. She's a liberal, unfortunately, and we all know what they're doing.
all of New England
Small
is
wiener
suffering,
gang.
and upstate New York.
Hey, everybody, give a shout out to Elise Richmond, everybody. Thank you, Elise Richmond. One more time, we're going to give a round of applause to Elise Richmond. Thank you for subscribing to the channel.
Small wiener gang.
Make sure that you guys tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. It does help the channel grow. The more subscribers we get, the better. So we're trying to get to 11,000 subs by probably by the end of the week, or at least before the end of the week. So make sure you tap the subscribe button, man.
Is really suffering, and this is a pipeline that goes very substantially underground that nobody's going to see, and the people of New England and others are paying among the highest prices anywhere in the world, frankly, if you look at throughout the world, because we have a governor that just doesn't allow it. This has gone on for a long time, and we made a deal with her, and she broke the deal. We made a deal. We're going to give her a couple of windmills someplace because she likes windmills, which is a big mistake, and we made the deal. So I guess we're withdrawing those windmills, but she gave us two, one going out to Long Island, which is now under construction, and one going to New England. And the big one going to New England, the people in New England are paying a fortune for energy because of the fact that New York, for decades, has stopped the pipeline. So we made a deal with the governor, and she broke the deal.
Speaking of New York, did you see Mayor Mamdani at the game?
I did not, no.
What did you think of the reception you got from the Knicks fans tonight?
I thought great. I mean, I thought it was amazing, actually. You mean when they had the camera on me? I thought it was very good, yeah. It was certainly amazing. It was, I think, mostly cheers. It was loud, and it was very enthusiastic.
Mr. President, ESPN commentator Stephen A. Smith, who has talked about running for president, said he would blame you if the Knicks lost the game. How do you respond to that?
I think he's a nice guy, but you need a certain aptitude to run for president.
He's low-key saying that Stephen A. Smith doesn't have what it takes.
You need a high IQ. I'm not sure that Stephen has that. I don't think.
That's a burn, dude. I do think Stephen A. Smith is a little bit of a... Stephen A. Smith just gets angry about shit and has a lot of low IQ takes.
I think he does, actually.
Mr. President, what did you say to Prime Minister Netanyahu?
That was pretty funny. Go Trump. And also go Spurs, by the way. Go San Antonio Spurs. I hope the Spurs win the entire finals. I really do.
We had a very good conversation, and he was hit, and he hit back. And I can't blame him for that, but he was hit. He hit back, and now they've called it quits. So they're going to just leave each other alone for another week or something. It's been going on for a long time. You could say about 3,000 years if you really want, but certainly it's been going on for 47 years. But no, he hit back. They were going back and forth, and now they both agreed through me to stop. And we're in the final throes of what will be a very, very good deal. that will not allow in any way, shape, or form nuclear weapons, etc. And the strait will open up right away. It'll open up immediately upon signing, which could be in 2 or 3 days.
Did you ask them not to hit back?
No, I said do what's right, but I want you to stop as quickly as you can, because they have to stop. It's had to do with Lebanon, and it has to stop.
Yeah.
We want to get it finished.
There's a report that an Army helicopter went down in the strait. Can you give us an update on that?
Really? An armed dude. I want to hold on. Can we just gotta listen to this real quick.
No, I said do what's right, but I want you to stop as quickly as you can, because they have.
Look, both Israel and Iran, first off, they need to stop fighting each other. Stop it. Iran, just come to the table. Get a deal done. Just get a deal done, dude. A deal needs to just get done. Once the deal is established, once it's all squared away, we can all finally just say, thank goodness, right? There needs to be a deal done right now.
Have to stop. It's had to do with Lebanon, and it has to stop. We want to get it finished.
There's a report that an Army helicopter went down in the strait. Can you give us an update on that? Are the soldiers okay?
The pilots are fine, yeah.
And was
Nobody injured.
Brought it down?
We are going to issue a report tomorrow, but the pilots are fine, yeah.
Sir, did you say 2 or 3 days or 2 or 3 weeks?
2 or 3 days.
You'll be signing a peace agreement?
No.
Hold on. I would like to see a peace agreement established. The question is, will it be established? I don't know, man. All right, let's go.
No, we have a good chance of doing it. We should be able to do it in 1 hour, if you want to know the truth.
What's the biggest sticking point right now?
I don't think there are any sticking points. I think we're very close to having a very, very good, strong, powerful deal. If we go and bomb, which we can do very easily if we want, and we spend another 2 or 3 weeks bombing, they'll have nothing left whatsoever. But you won't have the strait open for months. If we do the bombing, a lot of people are going to be killed. Who wants to do that? I don't.
I agree with that.
And we'll have a signed document that's actually stronger than doing the bombing. What has proven to be a very powerful thing is the blockade. The blockades turned out to be much stronger than bombing. And it was really a combination. It was our initial.
And look, I think Trump doesn't want to see any bloodshed. I really don't think he wants that. All things considered, I don't think Trump's a bad guy. I really don't. I just don't. I don't think he's a bad guy.
Thrust, and then the blockade. But, their economy is really suffering, and they're going to make a deal.
Laugh out loud.
Oh, thank you so much, Melody. I appreciate it. Everybody give a shout out to Melody Leon for sending a happy poop for 10 jewels. Thank you for the happy poop, yum yum. Lord Naraku. Lord Naraku's in the house.
Laugh out loud.
Thank you, Lord Naraku. They could figure out whenever's. Appreciate the 6767. Mucho apreciado. Anybody who wants to send gifts, we definitely appreciate it. Once again, Lord Naraku and Melody Leon. Thank you for the gifts. these really do help out quite a bit. So thank you a lot, you guys.
They are talking about it. We're trying to get the Penn Station project approved. And I know Lee's involved and Doug is involved. A lot of people are involved. It's a very big project. It's the rail station in New York.
Well, you were sitting with Mr. Dolan tonight. Did you and him talk about it at all? Or?
We did. We talked about it. He's a friend of mine for a long time, and he's a great guy. He's done a fantastic job.
Secretary Duffy was also at the game tonight.
What did Commissioner Silver
he came over to pay his respects. You know, as president, he came over. We talked a little bit about the NBA and about the game. And
the NBA, baby.
The game's changed. I said it's gotten rougher, which is a good thing, not a bad thing.
I don't think the game has gotten rougher. I feel like it was rough in the 80s, and I feel like it was fairly rough in the early 90s. I feel like the game got softer, and maybe the NBA Finals is being called a little more loosely. I mean, a lot of the guys out there were pushing pretty hard. So maybe this game was pretty rough, but I would say the NBA as a whole, I feel like it's gotten a little softer over the years. So I got to disagree with Trump on that one. I feel like the NBA's gotten kind of soft in a lot of ways.
It's gotten rougher. When you look at the way they guard people now, I don't remember them doing that 10 years ago. And he knows a lot about basketball, but it's good. It's good for the game.
You think the NBA
it's a tougher game.
From the left-wing stuff that they were getting criticized for?
Well, it's a little left-wing. I think so. It tends to be a little bit left-wing, but it's great entertainment. Great.
Is there an oil or gasoline price, sir, in this conflict that would prompt you to release more from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve?
Well, we are, and we are releasing more from a lot of oil's coming out of the Hormuz Strait. A lot of it is coming out. And if you notice, the price is not very high, relatively speaking. I mean, it's lower than during the Biden administration. And he wasn't stopping a country from having a nuclear weapon. He didn't even know what we're talking about. Because they had a very failed, the JCPOA was an absolutely failed agreement. There was a road to a nuclear weapon. See, we're the exact opposite. We are a road to absolutely no nuclear weapon. They were a road to a nuclear weapon.
I mean, Trump dog is right, man. I mean, Trump dog is not wrong.
So we have that, we're very far advanced.
Sir, a federal judge today struck down the $100,000 fee for the H-1B visas, saying you need congressional approval. Are you going to push for Congress to do this?
These federal judges are really giving us a hard time. It's really crazy what's going on with
the federal judges need to be... Dude, honestly, the federal judges need to be nicer to Trump, dude. That's what I think. They got to be nicer, man. I don't think they give Trump the respect he deserves. I don't think they do.
The court system. They are, and we are releasing more from a lot of oil's coming out of the Hormuz Strait. A lot of it is coming out.
So I think here's what's happening with the blockade, and this is what I'm analyzing. You got to give me a little bit of leeway here. I think, oil's coming out of the Strait of Hormuz, but I think it's only the tankers that the U.S. naval blockade is allowing to come through. That's what I think. And they're allowing some to come through, maybe not all. We'll see. We shall see.
And if you notice, the price is not very high, relatively speaking. I mean, it's lower than during the Biden administration. And he wasn't stopping a country from having a nuclear weapon. He didn't even know what we're talking about. Because they had a very failed, the JCPOA was an absolutely failed agreement. There was a road to a nuclear weapon. See, we're the exact opposite. We are a road to absolutely no nuclear weapon. They were a road to a nuclear weapon. So we have that, we're very far advanced.
Sir, a federal judge today struck down the $100,000 fee for the H-1B visas, saying you need congressional approval. Are you going to push for Congress to do this?
These federal judges are really giving us a hard time. It's really crazy what's going on with the court system. They are giving us a very, very hard time. And they shouldn't be doing it. They're hurting our country very badly. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Oh, did you see any players? See any players?
Good effort. Good effort.
Small Wiener Gang. I wonder, I don't know if he got to talk to any of the players or not, but Linda Taylor, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Everybody give a shout out to Linda Taylor. Thank you so much. We're at 10,766 subs, everybody. 10,766 subscribers. Make sure you guys tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. If you guys love Trump as much as I do, please subscribe to the channel. More subscribers, the better. It does really, really help. So we're trying to keep on pressing onward, getting more subs. It does help. There he goes, man. Oh, dude, JD Vance is calling out California. Hold on.
Fundamentally, the problem here with this whole thing is, how is it that you had, Karen Bass was in first place, Spencer Pratt was in second place, and then this other woman was in third place? You would expect these mail-in ballots to kind of meet that same basic pattern where, number one would get the most votes, number two would get the second most votes, and so on. But somehow we find ourselves in a situation where, number one, they're still receiving ballots, not just counting ballots, Jesse, they're still receiving ballots. And number two, the way that they're coming in just so happens to work out such that the Republican is getting kicked out of the final two. So it's a
very convenient considering that Spencer Pratt held like 30% of the vote. Very convenient that all of a sudden Spencer Pratt's no longer relevant in this. That's very
Democrat
convenient.
versus Democrat runoff. That seems pretty shady to me, especially when you add on top of the fact that in California, you are prohibited from asking for somebody's identification before they vote.
Yep. So Vice President J.D. Vance has raised concerns about the ongoing Los Angeles mayoral. Is there anything else? Oh, here we go.
Membership card. Through the U.S. attorney there that you just found out.
Hold on.
We just found out through the U.S. attorney there that you can register to vote with a gym membership card. How ridiculous is
that? Is so stupid. I mean, that legitimately pisses me off, dude. How do they allow that? I just don't understand how that could be allowed. By the way, we have 4 minutes and 23 seconds until the gift goal ends, so don't forget to send a gift. Tap the little goal, tap the little target. Send us a gift. It could be a small gift, a large gift, whatever you guys want to send. Gifts do help the channel out quite a bit. So please feel free to send a gift. Thank you so much.
Is that?
Well, and of course we know that that Gold Gym would probably hand out a gym membership to anybody who's willing to pay, including, for example, an illegal alien. And we joke about this, Jesse, but that's why these elections don't.
That's why nobody takes the California election seriously. It's a good reason that nobody takes these things seriously.
Have the legitimacy they need is because if you're going to give a card to anybody who's willing to pay $10 a month for a gym membership, then you're not actually going to ensure that that person is legitimately able to vote.
I mean, JD Vance nailed it right on the head, dude. Vance nailed it right on the head. We got 3 minutes and 21 seconds to receive 8 gifts. We just need 8 gifts to reach the goal for the night. I appreciate it, everybody. We just need 8 more gifts. But yeah, don't forget to tap the little target that you see down there that says 3 minutes, 2 seconds, 3 minutes, 1 second, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, send us a gift. Let's see what else we got here.
Laugh out loud.
Oh, thank you, Texas Jane, for the happy poop yum yum. We got 2 minutes and 36 seconds to reach the goal. Give me just a moment. Oh, shit. We only got 1 minute and 30 seconds. We got 1 minute and 30 seconds to get the gift goals. We need the gift goals. Oh, my God. Well, we got 1 minute and 10 seconds to make the goal. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. 6-7, 6-7, 6-7. Oh, we got 48 seconds. We're screwed. We are so screwed right now, dude. $27 seconds. Gotta tap that 27 seconds or tap that timer. $12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Nobody sent a gift, dude. Nobody's sending gifts. We only got 3 out of 10 gifts. That's okay, man. If you guys do want to send some gifts, though, tap the gift button below. The more gifts we receive, the better. You know what? We're gonna do 15 more minutes of the show. How about this? I'm gonna do 15 more minutes. We're gonna do 15 more minutes of the show. Got it? I'm gonna set a goal. It's gonna be a very small goal, by the way. And I just want to see how many we can get. Hold on. All right. So I started a small goal, nothing big. We're gonna try to react to one more video. Then I gotta go and take a shower.
Laugh out loud.
Just a few more minutes.
Okay, thank you, Coyote. I appreciate it. All right, I'll be on for 15 more minutes. Sound good? Everybody, give a shout out to Coyote3. Thank you for the $2 super chat, my brony bro. I'm trying to think what we should react to for the next 15 minutes. Let's see. But congratulations, San Antonio Spurs, man. That was amazing. Oh, JD Vance reveals where the negotiations. Okay, here we go. One-on-one with JD Vance. So JD Vance reveals where the U.S.-Iran negotiations stand. Let's go.
Thank you, Jesse. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So how concerned are you about Israel spying on the United States and freelancing in Lebanon?
Well, look, I think obviously the Israelis and I are.
So Coyote 3 is asking, why is the lady that lost her own district winning now? So if you're talking about ramen, if you're talking about Nithya ramen, even I don't have any clue. And I do understand why the Department of Justice is investigating California's voter rolls. It makes a lot of sense to me, man. It makes perfect sense to me even. So I totally get it.
Excuse me, the Israelis and the United States. We have a lot of shared interests, but we also have some situations where our interests diverge. And I think where the president has been very clear here is that while Israel obviously has some objectives that it has, the United States' main objective in Iran is to ensure that Iran does not have a nuclear weapon. And we've actually, thanks to what's happened over the last few months, but really over the last year and a half, we've created the space necessary where the president believes, and I think that he's right, that we can get the long-term settlement to Iran's nuclear deal. Now, Israel may like that, they may not like that, but fundamentally, we think this is in the best interest of the United States of America. So we're going to keep on pursuing it because that's what the President of the United States was elected to do. That's what we have to do in order to properly serve the American people.
Do you think the Iranians are trying to play us?
I think, here's the thing. I appreciate JD Vance's optimism. I think JD Vance wants a deal just as much as the president does. I think the problem is I don't think Iran wants a deal. I think they pretend they do, but Iran's actions have shown that they don't really seem to want a deal. Iran's actions just are not lining up with everything that's happening. So I'm not buying it, dude. I'm not buying what Iran's telling us. I mean, I don't trust Iran, period, end of story. That's just all there is to it. I don't think anybody should. That's my opinion. But yeah, I'm not a believer in Iran. I just don't think I just don't trust Iran. I guess it's what it really boils down to, man. I just don't know how. I'm still baffled that anybody does, I guess.
Sit at the negotiating table?
Well, I think, Jesse, everybody's always trying to play everybody. I think the president's attitude on this is we have to verify, of course. One of the most important things to whether this ultimate settlement is a success is not what the Iranians write on the paper, but whether they actually comply with some of the requirements of the settlement that we come up to. I think it's very important, and this is one of the big differences. You always hear people talk about the Obama deal and what went wrong with it. The number one thing that went wrong with the Obama deal, Jesse, is that there was not a proper inspections regime to ensure that the Iranians could never build a nuclear weapon.
Yeah, and that's the funny. They just basically the deal basically just took Iran at their word. Obviously you can't take Iran at their word. So that's why there needs to be inspections that need to be allowed, but that wasn't in the original Obama deal, allegedly. So I see what JD Vance is saying, man. I definitely see what he's saying.
And that's one of the big differences between what happened then and what the President of the United States would get to, assuming we're ultimately able to make a deal. So I don't assume that anybody's acting in good faith. Obviously, we've been very involved in these negotiations, Jesse. We're going to take the attitude of accomplish the president's mission, but verify over the long term that the Iranians are keeping their end of the bargain. It's a tall order, but it's one that the president has put us in a good position to achieve. Yeah. Because let's be honest, Jesse, the Iranians don't want this war to continue. It's not in their best interest. And I think they're coming to the table, putting some real things.
Well, and their economy's screwed because of the blockade, too. So that's another thing. The Iranians' entire economy is screwed because of this blockade. It's true. It's very true. You know it. You know it. You know it's true.
Things on the table. We're, of course, going to verify it. But if we get to this deal, it's going to be a home run win for the American people.
Mr. Donaldson has been a member for 8 months. Thank you, Michael Donaldson. I love you, bro. Everybody give a shout out to Michael Donaldson for being a VIP member for over 8 months. Thank you, bro. I really do appreciate it, brother. You the man, dude. We all love Michael Donaldson on this channel. Hell yeah. Coyote 3 says in Fulton County, 148,300 and 1,900. Let's see, 148,319 absentee ballots were counted in the 2020 from Fulton County, but only. Oh wow, that's so they that's. I see what you're saying, man. Michael Donaldson says Trump, dude, Trump baby, Trump daddy, dude, Trump daddy. It's good to see you, Mr. Donaldson. Yeah, we're rooting for Donald Trump on this one, man. We are straight up rooting for Donald Trump at this point. I think he's the GOAT, dude. Mr. Donaldson says liberal tears. Yep.
I hope so. Let's go to California. Not sure how closely you've been following this. They are still counting the votes. Do you trust this election?
Not for a second. You could see that look on J.D. Vance's face saying, hell no. I do not trust this. You could see that smirk on his face saying, do you think I trust this? Fuck no.
Fundamentally, the problem here with this whole thing is how is it that you had, Karen Bass was in first place, Spencer Pratt was in second place, and then this other woman was in third place. You would expect these mail-in ballots to kind of meet that same basic pattern where, number one would get the most votes, number two would get the second most votes, and so on. But somehow we find ourselves in a situation where, number one, they're still receiving ballots, not just counting ballots, Jesse. They're still receiving ballots. And number two, the way that they're coming in just so happens to work out such that the Republican is getting kicked out of the final two. So
yep. It just 1 + 1 is no longer making 2 in this scenario. They're trying to tell me that there's basically one of those things that they're saying, oh, 1 + 1 is 3. No, it's not. It's 2. You're basically, I feel like California has been gaslighting us on this one. I feel like we've been extremely gaslit by California, and it's no longer acceptable. I know I don't accept it. I don't think any of you guys should accept it. None of us should accept. In my opinion, I don't think we should accept what's happening. I don't. I really don't, dude.
So it's a Democrat versus Democrat runoff. That seems pretty shady to me, especially when you add on top of the fact that in California, you are prohibited from asking for somebody's identification before they vote.
We just found out through the U.S. attorney there that you can...
That is crazy, by the way, that you can't ask for somebody's ID in this situation. I am just shocked. Just shocked. Oh snap, Biddy's down, dude. Biddy. Well, I will say this. If Bitcoin goes up on a bull run, I'm definitely buying Biddy on the dip for sure. Because Bitcoin is a Ponzi.
Register to vote with a gym membership card. How ridiculous is that?
Well, and of course we know that Gold Gym would probably hand out a gym membership to anybody who's willing to pay, including, for example, an illegal alien. And we joke about this, Jesse, but that's why these elections don't have the legitimacy they need, is because...
Yep. Because nobody can take it seriously. Nobody could... If you're allowed to just show a generic gym membership as a first time to register a first time vote, no. No, hell no. That just sounds fucked up, dude.
Because if you're going to give a card to anybody who's willing to pay $10 a month for a gym membership, then you're not actually going to ensure that that person is legitimately able.
Michael Donaldson is saying Republicans were trying to overthrow the... Yeah, it is true. Michael Donaldson, that comment is probably the most that there have been a lot of low IQ commenters in the chat, but whenever Michael Donaldson comes in, Michael Donaldson makes a lot of good points. Michael Donaldson saying, look, if Republicans were trying to overthrow the government, they would have had guns on the day that they were talking about. That didn't happen, you know? They didn't have, you know, so it's crazy. They were trying to make a point. But thank you for the comment, Michael Donaldson. I really appreciate it.
Able to vote. This is why we have, for example, photo ID to get on an airplane so that airplane rides are safe. This is why we have photo ID to purchase alcohol to ensure that you're the proper age. It's insane that we have a state not only that doesn't ask for your identification, but will throw you in jail if you're an elections official who is asking for identification.
So you're the fraud czar now. House Oversight just came out with a report that said that Tim Walz was warned repeatedly that there was fraud, and he kept the money flowing because he didn't want to be called racist. That sounds like a crime to me. Is that a crime?
Sounds about accurate to me.
Well, I'm going to let the law determine what's a crime and what's not. We're certainly going to investigate this, Jesse, and I guess now I can make a bit of breaking news because I left the White House to come here to do this interview with you. And before I did, we actually referred this particular case to the Department of Justice for a full criminal investigation. We are not going to do what the Biden administration did and make judgments of the law before all the facts are in. But here's what's particularly troubling about this to me is Jesse, you had...
Yeah, you can make a few assumptions, but they're not making any judgments until they do a full investigation of the voter rolls, which I appreciate that wholeheartedly. I love it. Oh, if you guys can, don't forget to send us a gift. Gifts do help in this instance, but send a gift if you can.
Had people within Governor Walz's office who were saying, you know what, this looks like fraud. It looks like these Somalian illegal immigrants are doing something that's very shady. And
oh, you got 40 seconds to send a gift. 40 seconds, it looks like, is what it's showing on here. Send a gift. Send as many as you can. We need 10.
You had people who shut them down, who shut these whistleblowers down and said, you know, you're a racist or you're a xenophobe for asking questions about where taxpayer money is going. What that means to me, Jesse, is that clearly people weren't taking fraud seriously. Whether it rises to the level of a criminal violation, we're going to investigate it. And of course, if it does rise to that level, we're going to prosecute it. We have to.
Yeah, it's so offensive because some of these guys are riding around in Bentleys and Maseratis, and the American taxpayer, you got to take it from me, they are livid about this kind of stuff. The midterm elections, right around the corner. The Democrats have nominated Tallarico and Plattner.
Oh, Tallarico. Yuck.
To win back men, Mr. Vice President. Is that going to work?
Hell no. Hell no. Tallarico and Plattner to win back men, really? No, dude, that ain't working, dude. That ain't working.
I'm probably the worst person to ask how the Democrats can win votes, Jesse. But look, my free political advice to Democrats is very simple. It's just nominate normal human beings. Don't run on men playing in women's sports. Don't run on letting illegal immigrants flow.
Yeah, basically don't run on batshit crazy policies. The Democrats they die on the stupidest hills half the time with most of the policies that they support. Well, yeah. That's the truth.
Flood our country, and don't run on letting fraudsters in Minnesota take advantage of the American taxpayer, and you guys would do a lot better. I don't know why Democrats can't just find normal, well-adjusted candidates, whether...
No, the reason that they can't is because most men who vote Democrat or align with Democrat are usually emotionally unstable creeps.
Men or women, I think they would do a lot better. But I'm not complaining, Jesse, because I do think it puts our party, my party, in a much better position to perform in the
Allegedly on that comment I made, allegedly.
midterms. As you know, Jesse, midterms are always very tough for the party in power. If you go back historically, even when the country's been doing very well, midterms are pretty bad for the country, or for the party that's.
Archer says, Garza always here to calm the nerves. Winning stream. Thank you, brother. Give me 1 second, though. I want to try a quick little experiment.
In power, but I think we have a great chance. Number one, because the president has delivered on so many of his core campaign promises. But number two, it's because the Democrats can't seem to nominate normal people to ask for the American people's vote.
Maybe normal people don't want to run as Democrats. That's the key. I want to put.
That's true. That's pretty much what I said. Like, the people who are Democrats tend to be, in my opinion, emotionally unstable and screwed up in the head, in my opinion.
This on the record, though, Mr. Vice President. Do you have any concerning tattoos that we don't know about?
I love J.D. Vance, dude. J.D. Vance is such a team player. He's so good. He's such a good guy. See, J.D. Vance is just a very cool dude. I love this man. I love it. But do you, J.D.?
Jesse, if I had any concerning tattoos, I think the mainstream media would have talked about it ad nauseum 2 years ago. I actually have no tattoos, Jesse, for one simple reason. I was going to get a tattoo before I showed up to Marine Corps boot camp of the Eagle, Globe, and Anchor, the famous Marine Corps emblem. And I had a recruiter who told me that if I showed up to boot camp with a Marine tattoo, I would get absolutely eviscerated by the drill instructors. So I didn't get the tattoo then or ever. I am tattooless.
Okay, good. For your...
I love him, man. I love JD. I think he's great, dude. He's such a cool dude.
For your own safety, that was probably good. Mr. Vice President, we'll be right back with you. Thank you. Be sure to like and subscribe for all the... He's...
Like, how can you not love JD Vance? Like, he's just a lovable dude. I mean, J.D. Vance is such a lovable guy. Like, I don't understand how anybody could hate the guy. To anybody who's hating on J.D., man, I don't get it. Crazy. Well, I do want to thank you guys wholeheartedly. I gotta check something real quick. But yeah, man, it's crazy. Well, I'll tell you what, you guys. I think I'm just going to end the stream for the rest of the night. I do appreciate you guys coming on and chilling out on stream with me. It means a lot. I really do enjoy doing this show. Being able to talk to you guys on a night-to-night basis, man, I I have fun with it, man. I love performing. This is kind of my way of performing, kind of like my way of acting. I've always kind of wanted to be an actor deep down, and never had the chops to truly become a grade A actor. Obviously, I'm no George Clooney, but I'm just as good. But yeah, if you guys can, tap the gift button, send a gift. Gifts do really help the channel in a lot of ways. So whatever you guys send, mucho apreciado. I really do appreciate it big time. Yeah, overall, I think with what's happening with Trump, I think people are... I don't like the way that Trump is being treated. I really don't. I don't like the way that Trump is being treated. I think that people are... giving him a hard time for nothing, to be honest, and it makes no sense to me. So, yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. If you guys can, tap the subscribe button. Coyote3, thank you for the gold coin. I really do appreciate it, my brony. Big time. Thank you for the gold coin, bro. I appreciate you. Yeah, for the most part, though, I just want to thank you guys for your time. I will do, obviously, another show tomorrow, as I always do. And I'm going to try to go to bed early tonight so I can get a good night's sleep. And but yeah, if you guys can, like I said, tap the little gift button below. In the lower right-hand corner, there's a gift button. Tap it, send a gift. It really does help in a lot of ways. The more gifts we get on this channel, the more it supports the channel. And anything helps, really. Sparkles. Happy Poop happens to be my favorite gift. So if you guys want to send a Happy Poop Yum Yum, Happy Poop Yum Yums are my favorite YouTube virtual gift. So please feel free to send me a Happy Poop Yum Yum if you can. Like, I greatly appreciate it. Like, I have an unhealthy obsession with the Happy Poop Yum Yum gifts. And I don't know why. I still don't know why. I don't get it. I don't understand my unhealthy obsession with the Happy Poop virtual gifts. But if you can, tap the gift button in the lower right-hand corner. Please, if I see a Happy Poop flash on my screen, dude, I get filled with joy. Okay? I get filled with joy when I see the Happy Poop Yum Yums, okay? The Happy Poop Yum Yums give me some sort of level of joy and love and care and feeling in the world that I just don't experience on a day-to-day basis. Coyote3 says, please keep your tears salty and yummy. I love you, Coyote3. You're the man. But yeah, if you guys can, though, feel free to send a gift.
Laugh out loud.
Courtney Tidwell just sent a Happy Poop. Thank you, Courtney. Happy Poop. Look at that. I just see a turd. There's a turd. There's that turd. See, that's what I wanted on my screen the whole time was the Happy Poop Yum Yums. All I wanted. All I ever wanted was a Happy Poop Yum Yum. If you guys can, hey, we need more Happy Poops. Please be like Courtney Tidwell, 843. Thank you for sending the Happy Poop Yum Yum. If you guys can send right now, right before this stream ends, we need as many, like I said, Happy Poop is my favorite gift. The Happy Poop Yum Yums.
Laugh out loud.
Make this show go round. Thank you, Coyote, for the Happy Poop Yum Yum. Happy Poop Yum Yum. Happy Poop Yum Yum. Happy Poop, Happy Poop, Happy Poop Yum Yum. Oh, Texas Jane just sent another Happy Poop.
Laugh out loud.
Happy Poop Yum Yum. Happy Poop Yum Yum. Thank you, Texas Jane, for sending a Happy Poop Yum Yum. Happy Poop Yum Yum. Happy Poop. I love that's, like I said, it's my favorite virtual gift on YouTube. Anytime the Happy Poop Yum Yums come through, dude, I feel whole. I feel complete. I feel good about myself. I feel good about my life. When I see Happy Poop Yum Yums come in, dude, I wouldn't say complete, but I feel better. I feel better than before. I feel better I won't feel down anymore. But I do want to thank you guys for all your time and your patience. We're gonna wind down. Archer says y'all making Garza feel big, dude. I do feel big right now, dude. Miss Cho says if you sing "We Are Charlie" tomorrow, I'll subscribe. I might do that. I might go for it. We are the world. We are the children. But thank you guys for sending the happy poop yum yums. I greatly appreciate it. We're going to end the stream in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a good night, everybody. Mwah. Cheers. We are the Borg. Lower your shields and surrender your ships. We will add your biological and technological distinctiveness to our own. Your culture will adapt to service us. Resistance is futile. All right, love you guys. Pink Brony Clubs. You guys are my Pink Brony bros. Later, everybody. Choose. I'm copying Strongman there.